Welcome, Husker fans. Thank you for tuning into Big Red Radio. My name is Caleb Jenneret. Next to me, as always, is Zach Jenneret. Today, we are going to preview this weekend's matchup against the Louisiana Tech Bulldogs and also talk about who should start at quarterback and who we expect to start at quarterback going forward. But first, subscribe to the channel, leave a like, hit the bell, follow all the socials down below: Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook, all in the description. We're posting clips and everything down there. And make sure every Friday, tune in to our Bet the Mortgage episode. I'm not completely sure what our record is. I forgot to dial it up, but we're sitting, I think, at least 500. I think we're at least 500 at this point, which is good.
Last week, but hey, I just want to go ahead and say on the record that Iowa bet should have hit had Brian Ferentz not gone for it on 4th and goal with time expiring to score a touchdown to go over the spread. To me, that's ridiculous because you have to save your job. I kind of like it for the fact he has to save his job and he's going to save his job. Mm-hmm. I also like the fact that in my eyes, they're just going to restructure his contract if he's not going to hit it and take it out. So,
yeah. But, yeah, make sure you go watch that every single Friday. We're doing pretty well. I think we're sitting at 500. I'll tell you the exact numbers when we actually get to the episode. But, yeah, we're going to talk about Louisiana Tech and the QB situation. Zach, you got anything before we get into the news that happened this week?
I don't.
Okay, so the news, obviously, if you're a Nebraska fan, you've heard Gabe Ervin, Ramir Johnson, Dwight Boodle done for the year. It sucks in multiple different ways. It sucks for the human aspect of everyone. Gabe Ervin had a season-ending injury a couple years ago, worked his way back to the starting role, season-ending injury again. You could see how much he loves to be out there. Ramir Johnson, same thing, kind of struggled last year, stuck it out when Matt Rule came, was doing well, carved out a role for himself. Season-ending injury, he's done. Dwight Boodle, it sucks, but at least he's young and he's a true freshman, so he can redshirt and kind of get this year back anyway. Because I don't think he was going to redshirt anyway because he was playing so much. He was playing like every game, at least a little bit. So at least he'll be able to redshirt and keep his year. But yeah, I think the obvious thing is running backs need to step up. Kind of a silver lining I've seen a lot of people talk about is at least we know that Anthony Grant can get the job done. Like, he got it done last year. He was, when he's at his peak, when he's not turning the ball over, when he's making guys miss, when he's hitting the hole right, he can be a top back in the Big Ten. And he just needs to make those plays. Now behind him, that's gonna get a little iffy. Emmett Johnson, who's been pretty much just a returner this year. And then Matt Rule in his press conference even mentioned freshman Quentin Ives, who I think today Satterfield called him a baby, but he said he's explosive. So we'll see what happens. Matt Rule also mentioned guys like Josh Fleeks can get back there and make things happen. So I'm excited to see what happens, but I think Anthony Grant is fully capable and looking forward to see what he can do.
Yeah, it obviously sucks, especially for Ramir. Ervin is not a senior, though, correct?
No, because he got injured his freshman year, so he redshirted.
So he's only a sophomore.
Played a little bit, yeah.
So wait. Does he have injury redshirt capability still?
I think so because, well,
okay. So
but he's got at least 2 more years of eligibility. That's good. I mean, it's gonna be tough. I mean, coming back from a dislocated hip and then the injury that he had in his freshman year, but yeah, it's tough. But I think he'll be fine. Yeah, so he was a sophomore this year. Still gets, I don't know if he gets his COVID year or not because he came in 21. But I think he has at least 2 more years of eligibility. So that's good for him. But you ready to get into the questions, or you got anything else?
No, I'm ready.
All right, so obviously the big question that everyone's wondering about is Jeff Sims and Heinrich Haarburg. Do you want to go first? Or you don't want to let me? I'll let you go first. Uh, talk about what
Yeah.
you think
So, I mean, it's
happened.
obviously a really tough question. It's obviously a really tough question because, you know, obviously Jeff Sims has not played great. I mean, we all know it. There's no secret about it. He knows it. Everyone knows it. But he also played against a really good defense in Minnesota. I wouldn't say a really good defense in Colorado, but a tough environment.
Yeah,
Um, and just, I mean, there's a lot of pressure on that game
right.
at Colorado. And then you take Heinrich Haarburg, and he's playing a, below average defense. NIU defense probably worse than Colorado's, as bad as Colorado's is. And he lights it up.
At
All
home
right.
too.
At home
He's playing at
lights it up.
home, home opener, group of
Night
five
game,
team
like
versus Jeff Sims playing a top 25 team. And then what was
back to
last
back
year?
weeks.
A top 10 defense, both on the road. So completely opposite situations.
Yeah, for sure. Now, here's what I think you do. I've thought about this a lot, and I think it's a really hard decision. If I were Matt Rule, this is what I would do. Heinrich Haarburg plays against Louisiana Tech. If Heinrich Haarburg goes out there and lights it up, because there's certain things you have to look for here. You can't look at like how many people is he trucking on the Louisiana Tech and NIU defense. Okay, that you got to throw that out the window. You can't look at, if he makes a bad read, but he makes up for it because he's a little bit faster and he's a little bit stronger. You got to look for like clean reads, good passes, good balls, accurate balls. Like if it's a bad pass, but the receiver was able to get to it because the team we're playing's defense isn't good enough to get there, then like I don't think that's a good thing. You know what I mean? Just because it worked doesn't mean it's good. But if Haarburg comes out this week and plays really good and plays really solid and sees the field well, then I think you continue to play the hot hand towards Michigan until he messes up. Because as a team, I'm just thinking like from a team standpoint, these guys are like starting to trust Heinrich. They're building around him. If he goes out there this week and lights it up at home again, I mean, I just don't see how you can't play him against Michigan. Now, if he goes out there and goes like 11 for 25 with, a couple touchdowns and rushes for like 35 yards and we win by 14 points, no, absolutely not. Play Sims because I think Sims is, he has a game changing ability. So I saw this. Someone said Heinrich Haarburg played well, but you can teach turnover fixing. Like you can teach to fix a turnover problem.
Yeah.
You can't teach Jeff Sims speed. You can't teach Jeff Sims size, and you can't teach Jeff Sims arm. Right. And so Jeff Sims is very, very raw and has so much ability. But if you never use that ability, it's worthless, right? I mean, we saw it against Colorado in the 75-yard touchdown run. Like, it's there. It's absolutely there. But if you can never utilize it or you never have the chance to utilize it because you don't have the ball for long enough, then it doesn't matter.
Right. And I
So
think
I
that's
think I think you let Sims, sit another week and heal up, and you let Haarburg come out there. And if Haarburg looks lights out and just looks perfect, then I mean you got to play the hot hand in my eyes. Like
okay.
it sucks, but
What about in the hypothetical situation that Jeff Sims is completely healthy going into this Saturday's game?
completely healthy going into this Saturday's game.
No setbacks, not even sore.
Okay, I think you start him,
Mm-hmm.
but if we see turnover problems, I think you play Haarburg.
That's exactly what I said. I said you have to if you believe in Sims this much, you start him going forward. But now he
But
can have a
that's
short leash
that's
because
in
now
my
you
eyes,
know that
that's
Haarburg
only
can
if
develop.
right. but in my eyes, that's only if he's perfectly healthy. Like,
Sure, you don't want to risk
I don't
anything.
want Sims like playing through an injury because we have Haarburg back there. And honestly, like what no one's talking about is the fact that I saw someone say that watching warmups, apparently Chubba Purdy throws the best ball. He's a pro
I think
style
we knew that.
quarterback.
Yeah, I think we knew that.
He's a pro style quarterback and doesn't really fit into the offense. But like Chubba Purdy is a good quarterback.
Yeah, he's fine. He's plenty talented. I think he was. I mean, even last week, Matt Rule said he was still dealing with an injury. So, um,
Yeah.
but here's my thing. If you look at each quarterback, say, and you told me each quarterback is going to play their absolute best, who do you want to go with? It's Jeff Sims. I mean, 100%. I love Haarburg. I love Haarburg. Haarburg
I do too.
brings a fire that Jeff Sims doesn't
If
bring,
I
at
had
least not
to,
right now. But Jeff Sims
if
runs
I had to
close to a
compare,
4.4, 4.5 and throws a 70-yard ball.
yeah, if I had to compare Heinrich Haarburg to a pass Nebraska quarterback, it would be as crazy as it sounds, Brooke Barringer. Brooke was never, he never threw the best ball. He wasn't super fast, but
He
he
just got it
was
done.
diligent. Yeah, he was diligent. He was tough. When he ran the ball, he just lowered his shoulder because why the heck not? Might as well get a couple extra yards, just hold on to the ball. And then he threw a good enough ball. I mean, he wasn't Pat Mahomes out there throwing deep balls, but you don't need to be if you're just throwing crosser routes and you're just hitting the right people at the right time. If you can hand the ball off well and you can lead an offense, then why does it matter?
Right.
And I think that's the offense. I think that's the offense we're trying to run here. And
The
so,
only the only thing is that would be fine if the talent around Harburg was enough to like just be able to do that and then be talented enough to win a lot of games. Like, yes, if Jeff Sims can't take care of the ball, obviously Harburg's the guy. But if Jeff Sims
absolutely,
is playing at his best, he's arguably the best player on the team, definitely the best player on
for
the
sure.
offense. So that's
Absolutely.
where it gets tough. So what I think if he's healthy, start Jeff Sims. But do not be afraid to pull him if things get ugly. And that's kind of where I sit. You can't judge anything. Like you can't really judge either quarterback off of last week. Like if Jeff Sims never got hurt and you told me today that Jeff Sims against Louisiana Tech threw for a couple touchdowns, ran for 75 yards, like I would not be surprised. Like what Heinrich did on Saturday, Jeff Sims has every capability of doing and replicating that. But he also
Yeah,
has the
absolutely.
tendency to turn the ball over, which is obviously the main problem.
I think the biggest thing is like Harburg had one turnover that arguably wasn't even
Which
his
I
fault.
mean couldn't
So
even
it's
be,
like,
yeah. Yeah.
so it's like I just think Harburg plays such a clean game.
Yeah, but
It's not
also he played a
flashy.
clean game
It's not a flashy game.
in the best scenario he could be put in.
Exactly. Right. Exactly. Which is like, I don't know, man. But
I mean, in the end, he played a clean
I'll
game,
tell
which
you
we haven't
why.
gotten.
I'll tell you why I like Harburg though. When he was here when Martinez was here, or no?
No, he came in with
No, he was here when Casey was here.
yeah, he came in with Casey.
Okay,
Yeah, I'm
so
pretty sure.
we've always been told that Heinrich throws the best looking ball before
Yeah.
Chuba got here. We've been told that literally since
But that was
Casey got
before. That was
here.
also before
First year.
Jeff Sims got here.
That's true. That's true. But here's why I like Heinrich is he was third string when Casey got here.
Mhm.
Casey leaves, Smothers leaves, right? Looks like it could be his job. Jeff Sims comes in, Chuba Purdy comes in, like essentially messes it all up. Last year, Heinrich Karrberg again goes back. This year, he comes in and he looks to be the number. He probably is fighting for the number 2 spot. Then they tell him to go to receiver. Now, if you guys remember in the past, we had another quarterback that we told to go to receiver. Well, he left. Um,
Just to end up
not
playing
Heinrich
receiver
Haarburg.
anyway.
Yeah, not Heinrich Haarburg. Heinrich Haarburg went to receiver and played
Yeah.
not a ton, but when he played well. And
Mhm.
then comes in at quarterback, doesn't, complain, doesn't bat an eye, and just plays well. Like he's been here for so long, just
Yeah.
waiting for a shot. And he
Yeah.
doesn't leave. He doesn't complain. He just shows up every day and just does the right thing. And here it is. And it's paying off. So that's
Right.
really why I like him. Not Sims doesn't do that. I'm just saying, you know, I feel like it's fate that, Heinrich is getting his chance to
Yeah.
show everyone what he's
And I
got.
mean, he's gonna get his chance no matter what. I mean, he's here for 3 more years, so
Yeah, no, for
he's gonna get
sure.
his shot no
And
matter what.
I think he'll be a really, really good quarterback.
Yeah, I think he's gonna be solid, and I think he's solid right now. He's solid enough to win games, obviously. So going into this weekend, we obviously it's a little bit different than a normal game. So like, yes, you want to see Nebraska go out and win. You want to see Nebraska win by 20 points. But if Nebraska goes out and wins by 20 points, what do you want to see in between? So that's the next question we have is what do you want to see this weekend? I'll go first. If Jeff Sims plays, which I think he will, I think Jeff Sims ends up getting the start. If he plays, no mistakes. I mean, you want to see no mistakes if Haarburg plays also, but particularly I want to see Jeff Sims play mistake-free football, and I just want to see the ceiling that this team can have. Like, without mistakes,
Yeah.
there's an argument that Nebraska's 3-0 right now. I don't know. I mean, who knows what happens in the Colorado game? If we don't throw, what was it, 2 interceptions, 3 interceptions against Minnesota, Nebraska wins that game. Against Colorado, it's at least closer. So,
You
2
just
and
have a
1,
chance to
3-0.
win. You have a
Right.
chance
You
to
at
win
least
at
have
the
a
end.
chance. So I want to see mistake-free football, and I want to see clean football, and I want to see Nebraska do exactly what Nebraska did last week. Just run the clock, play great defense, force the other team to make plays, and just keep playing that brand of football. And then score a touchdown, kick a field goal, do whatever you need to do. Just keep the ball out of their hands. Especially Louisiana Tech, who plays very fast. But I'll let you go with your what do you want to see?
Yeah, I want to see Anthony Grant just, show why he was the running back one from last year and why he was the best running back coming out of JUCO when we got him.
Mm-hmm.
Because we've seen flashes. We saw him
Last
knock a
year, he
dude
looked
out
great.
cold.
Yeah.
We saw him knock a dude out cold. We saw him truck guy against Minnesota, but and he didn't fumble last week. I'll give him that.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't fumble last week, but I just want to see like really, really good pound the rock football here for him.
Yeah. Yeah. 100%. So getting into predictions, Louisiana Tech's got some players, and they play probably the exact opposite that Nebraska plays. They play fast. They play a lot closer to Colorado. Obviously, they don't have the athletes that Colorado has. But they got a quarterback from Boise State that was very highly regarded last year, Hank Bachmeier, and the receiver Smoke Harris. Matt Rule calls one of the best players in the country. So that's high praise from him. He's electric. He's shifty. He can make some guys miss. But Nebraska's a better team. Nebraska's favored by 20 points, over under set at 47. NIU's a better team than Louisiana Tech. I think the problems are going to come with the way Louisiana Tech plays. As I said, they play fast. And Matt Rule says that Smoke Harris is going to cause some problems. So my prediction last week was 34-10 with NIU. Ended up being 35-11, so same difference. So pat myself on the back there. Should have followed my bets. If you did, you made some money. I, for one, did not bet on it because I don't bet on Nebraska games. But my prediction for Louisiana Tech, I think the offense looks better than last week. I think the defense continues to shine. I think Louisiana Tech hits some explosive plays, maybe ends up getting some field goals, maybe even a touchdown. But I think Nebraska takes care of business. I think they win by over 30 points. 42-13 is my prediction. Some special bets to think about if you're on the betting side. If Jeff Sims plays, I think he scores a touchdown. And I'd also bet Anthony Grant's over on whatever his rushing yards are, unless they're egregious. But like Anthony Grant's over, and for him to score a touchdown as well, because I think Anthony Grant's going to really shine against this below average Louisiana Tech defense. So my bets for the game would be Nebraska -20, the over, Heinrich or Sims touchdown, Anthony Grant over, and a touchdown. Parlay it, and you can make some money.
Yeah, I think you run up the score here. I don't
Mm.
think you throw the ball a ton, mostly because Louisiana Tech is averaging giving up 205 rushing yards a game. And we are averaging 209 rushing yards a game. And so I think you
And
just
none of the teams
freaking
they've played are as talented. I mean, they barely beat Florida International, got
get
stomped
smoked
by
by SMU.
SMU, beat I'm guessing that's an FCS team, Northwestern State, and then just lost to
Yes.
North Texas last week. So,
And then lost to, or you said barely beat FIU. Yes.
yeah.
And yeah, FIU's Shamari Lawrence, which I'm not saying he's a bad running back. I'm just saying I think Anthony Grant's probably better, had 15 carries for 139 yards.
Yeah.
You
So
know,
they can definitely get some things.
but at the same time, FIU's quarterback went 5 for 14 for 4 yards and a pick. So
Yeah. But who knows? I mean, Nebraska should be able to do what they
yeah,
want
absolutely.
in this game.
Should be. Yeah, absolutely should be able to do what they want. Another thing I really want to see is uh the special teams have explosive plays. I don't feel like our special teams has been bad, right? Like we're not dropping punts, we're not getting blocked punts. We're kicking well. Most of our kickoff returns are touchbacks or, returned out to where we were going to get it anyways. And punt returns are probably anywhere from 7 to 15 yards. So it's like, it's good, average. But I want and if you're going to do it, it's this game, but I want blocked punts, blocked field goals, kick returns like we had against Minnesota.
Yeah.
Like I want Billy Kemp to show what he can do returning punts. I feel like Anthony Grant can return kicks, and I feel
Yeah.
like he's going to return kicks this week.
You think he will,
Um,
even though he's starting? I think Emmett Johnson probably lines up back there.
he did last year.
I know, but Emmett Johnson has been returning kicks this year anyway, a little bit.
Yeah, but so is Ramir.
Yeah, now it's Emmett Johnson.
True. Um, but yeah, I just don't think Nebraska scores a lot of points
Mm-mm.
because I feel like we're just going to run the ball a ton.
Yeah, especially
So,
if you get up like 21-3 or 21-0. I
right,
mean,
right. But I think it's like a 42-10.
okay,
I think if
so
we
pretty
went out there
similar.
and wanted to run, I think if we wanted to, go out there and run the Washington offense, we could put up 50, 60 points. But we're not going to do that. You know what I mean?
Right.
We don't have the resources to do that. If we're being honest, we don't.
Yeah.
Um, also, shout out Thomas Fedone. Really showed
Fedoni.
out last game. I feel like he'll really show out again this game. Um, he was shushing the crowd, by the way.
Yeah. Okay. So there's like a different thing. Like Nebraska fans were like calling him out on Twitter in like the off season, be like, "Where is this guy?" Like, or even in this season where he was started slow, he's like, "Where is this guy? What's this guy doing? Like, why isn't he showing up?" He's like, "I've completely written off Fedoni," and I think he like quoted a tweet and was like, "Please write me off," or something like that. And so that's who he was shushing.
Yeah,
He
I
wasn't
know.
shushing the
But
home
there was
crowd.
also I
It was
know
weird. It was a weird choice, yeah.
it
But
was because at the same time they were booing, but they were booing the ref because of a bad call the previous play. And then, as they were booing, he caught a touchdown. It was weird. It was weird. But
just a
really
weird
happy to see
sequence.
him succeed.
Yeah,
Really
he's a
happy to
stud.
see him
He
succeed.
can play.
He is. He's real good. Also, I will be at the game this weekend. So see me, say hi, I guess.
Yeah,
But
so
yeah, hopefully it'll be fun.
for more bets, remember to tune in on Friday to our Bet the Mortgage. We'll also have TikToks going out on our Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok, obviously. But Zach, you got anything else before we sign this off?
Um, yeah, I think it'll be a good game. I think the defense continues to get really good sack numbers. Louisiana Tech is ranked 110th in the country in sacks given up, and we are fourth in the country in sacks. So I think we're good there. Um, but yeah, I think like you said, we'll be able to do kind of what we want here and play a good game.
Yeah, 100%. So make sure you leave a like, subscribe, hit the bell. Make sure you follow all the socials in the description for extra content. But without further ado, go Big Red.